You know, I was actually hoping that The Division was going to replace Destiny for me, but rather ironically, the people behind The Division are pulling the same BS that Bungie did. But it's not too surprising given that this game is being published by the same folks that brought us Watch Dogs. With Destiny, we saw areas like Old Chicago and the Reef in trailers, but we never saw them in the full release. And now we're seeing something very similar here with The Division and Brooklyn. Now, if you haven't been following The Division, I highly recommend that you check out the first link in the description box below. It'll take you to an excellent video done by Marco Style where he goes in depth on the final map size and hyped map size that we've seen for a while, and he'll also give you guys his thoughts on the whole thing. So once again, I highly recommend that you guys check it out. However, if you're looking for a more unprofessional hooligan ass opinion on these shenanigans, then you're in the right place. So a big problem with The Division is that for a while they've teased that the map would be huge and that it would include Brooklyn. But after seeing the final map that'll be shipped with the game, we can see that we've been misled. Not only are we getting a much smaller map, but we won't be getting Brooklyn at all. Now, I'm not gonna say that the final map is too small or anything because I haven't played the game yet and I have no idea how much content will be in that area and how fun that content will be, so I'll reserve my judgment on that until I have more information. However, that's not the issue here. The issue here is dishonesty. The marketing team has been teasing us with a big map that included Brooklyn since 2013. And I know some will say, well, you know what, that was 3 years ago. Maybe the plans changed. And that's possible, but here's the thing. In March of 2015, Marco Style was featured on The Division's website. In the post, they mentioned a video where he determined the location of some screenshots and game footage, and they said that he was spot on. As you may know, Marco Style determined that the screenshots and footage came from Brooklyn. So here we have them in 2015, leading us to believe that Brooklyn would be in the game. So, was scrapping Brooklyn a last minute decision, or was it planned all along that this game wouldn't ship with Brooklyn as a playable area? If it was the former, then I'd say a notification and explanation would be in order from the devs. After hyping Brooklyn as a playable area for 2 years, the least they could do is give their community the heads up and an explanation as to why it was scrapped so late in development. But nope, they didn't say a word about it, and we're just 2 months away from the release of this game. If they really did decide to scrap Brooklyn entirely, how long ago did they make that decision? And furthermore, advertising something and making it look like it's going to be in the game when it's not for whatever reason is false advertising, isn't it? Because then people will be buying the game thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go explore in Brooklyn when it's not in the damn game. So now, what about the latter? What if it was planned all along that this game wouldn't ship with Brooklyn as a playable area? Well, first off, that's still false advertising and it's shady as fuck. But then this begs the question, what are they gonna do with Brooklyn? Because we saw in the trailers that at least some parts of Brooklyn were done or very close to being done. So what are they gonna do with it? Are they just gonna throw it away? Will they release it as DLC in just a few months after the release of the game? Will they use it a year later? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But what's interesting though is that unlike Destiny, The Division is releasing on PC. And if you remember, people were able to glitch into most of Destiny's DLC areas before the DLCs dropped, indicating that much of, if not all of the DLC was on the disc. With The Division being on PC, if Brooklyn is indeed done and in the game, the PC community will blow the whistle just like they did with Watch Dogs when they showed that Ubisoft prevented the PC version of the game from looking like the footage shown at E3. But as Marco Style pointed out in his video, if they are going to put Brooklyn into the game, they're also going to have to include the southern part of Manhattan because The Division is taking place initially in Midtown Manhattan, so obviously they're going to have to do the southern part which connects to Brooklyn. But regardless of what they choose to do with Brooklyn, I think Ubisoft made a huge mistake here. Because even though they'll probably see some pretty good initial sales, they may have shot themselves in the foot in the long run by raising people's expectations so high, which of course was one of the problems with Destiny. One of the reasons why people were so mad at that game was that Bungie and Activision led us to believe that this game was going to revolutionize the gaming industry and be the next big thing when it obviously wasn't. So now with The Division, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are always going to talk about what this game could have been, and that'll distract them from what the game actually is. Which is actually going to hurt Ubisoft when people start doing reviews for this game because, you know, if they were expecting so much from the game and then, you know, it doesn't deliver on that, they're going to feel disappointed and they're going to feel like the game isn't that great. But you know what? After being dishonest to your community like that, I guess that's what you get. So if you're still interested in The Division, I highly recommend that you do not pre-order this game unless of course you want to play the beta, which I think is fine. Go ahead and play it. just cancel your pre-order once you're done, so no harm, no foul. And that'll really send a message to the industry that they need to stop with this pre-order for beta access nonsense. I like betas, I think it's cool to give people a chance to try out your game, but come on man, don't hide it behind the pre-order. I think that shit's annoying. But that's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not feeling too shy, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Division so far. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description box below. That's it for me though, guys. Over, man.